Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Anderson and I'm here to provide some guidance and resources for concurrent instruction and teaching in the secondary visual art classroom. I am currently an Art 1 teacher at Frederick High School, but I have spent the past 10 years at the middle school level, so I am hoping that this presentation is applicable to both middle school teachers and high school teachers. The goals for this presentation are, again, to just provide ideas and resources for instructional models, and also to provide an overview of what concurrent or hybrid teaching can actually look like in the visual art classroom. Keep in mind, though, throughout this presentation that you always do what works for you and your students, okay? No fancy model or whether or not you plan weekly or biweekly or monthly, none of that matters. Just make sure you are keeping these three things in mind. One, plan as if we are all virtual. It's an easy transition back to virtual should that happen, and your students are already used to and familiar with your virtual model of instruction. Two, create your content and plan ahead as much as possible. Videos, screencasts, information. Doing that ahead of time will allow you to spend that face-to-face time with your students in a much more meaningful way. And then, of course, simplify. What do students need to know to be successful? Eliminate the fluff, be flexible, and keep kids engaged. So a couple instructional models that seem to work really well in the art classroom are the playlist model and choice boards. There are other models that are much more simple but very effective as well. First of all, the playlist model. It can be organized however you would like. Some teachers organize it by day. Some teachers organize it by week. Some teachers organize it by topic. There's a lot of autonomy in the playlist model. I think it works best for more extensive projects, but that's not necessarily the case always. It can be incredibly structured, or it can allow students to work at their own pace. The important piece is that the entire project is front-loaded or planned ahead of time, which means you can use your face-to-face time to build relationships with your students, conference with them one-on-one, clarify, answer questions, reaching those hard-to-reach students, providing extra demonstrations, and it's nice to see students interacting with one another, socially distanced, of course. And choice boards. I think, again, these might work well with shorter assignments, maybe weekly or bi-weekly, but providing students with choice really reaches those students that may have limited access to supplies at home. Again, the entire project is front-loaded or planned, which means your face-to-face time is more meaningful. Couple other models, the simple project sheet can be absolutely effective. And then even typing your directions directly into Schoology limits the amount of clicks for your students, and that's especially effective at the middle school level. Most importantly, I think for teacher clarity, you should definitely be providing very concrete schedules and agendas for your students. For example, a weekly schedule for both virtual and face-to-face students. Just notice that the instruction still flows at the same pace for both groups of students. It doesn't change based on cohort A and cohort B. Same with the daily agenda, which here's an example of what that could potentially look like. This is the same for both groups of students. Everyone participates in the creativity activator or warm-up at the beginning so that you can handle any administrative tasks or extra cleaning or extra sanitizing. Studio time, all students get to work, both sets of students, and you're doing your face-to-face instruction while the virtual students are working, and then bring them all back for a closure at the end as a whole group, just like you normally would in the classroom. Couple things to keep in mind, actually several things to keep in mind. It's important to establish and review new classroom norms for a hybrid model, because you will have students that are in person and you will have students that are virtual. Another thing, don't always introduce a project on a Monday or Tuesday. I would stagger the introductions, because that cohort A might feel like they always get the better instruction or the better introduction of the project. So maybe stagger those. Again, all virtual students still might have limited access to materials, so provide choice. Speak clearly and slowly to ensure those students can hear instruction, and think about, be mindful about what a mask what wearing a mask can do. And then repeat the questions asked in class to the virtual students and the virtual students to the class. And remember, our priority is to keep kids both excited and engaged to sign up for our classes in the future. So what does this actually look like? Please excuse my messy classroom. Make sure you have a teacher station where your camera is set up so the virtual students can see you and you can see them. We will have laptop carts so you can move throughout the classroom. Again, students are engaged in the same instruction throughout the day, but you are available to support both groups of students. And actually, if you have a Promethean board, you could set your virtual students up here so they can see, or the camera would actually have to be facing the face-to-face students, but the face-to-face students can see your virtual students, so consider that as well. And then, of course, additional resources and planning and instruction and materials can be found on the FCPS landing page. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need to, and good luck, everyone.